pressure given tightness of the group?
We don't see it as pressure. We see it as an incredible opportunity to go and put a show on in front of our supporters, and obviously the carrot and the opportunity to beat one of the big names in Europe is more exciting really rather than a burden. So it's a game we're very much looking forward to. We know the challenge and the threat what Porto carry, so there's an incredible amount of respect for the team that are coming. Having said that, they're coming to our place, which will be rocking. I'm sure it will. I'm sure the fans are really excited, in a good place and ready to get behind the players. The players, on the evidence of the last couple of days in the preparation, look focused and ready, and it's a game we're very much looking forward to.
Given you've reached a final on Sunday, how much confidence does that go into such a huge fixture like Monday?
Yeah, I just think in general, over the course of the season so far, the players are in a good place, doing ever so well. But when we don't want to be a team or a squad that looks back. Of course, we want to tap into the feeling from the weekend and try and use it as a positive going into this game. But it's very much about focusing on the next 90 minutes and the challenge, and trying to carry out our game plan to the best of our ability.
Given that you're going at Ibrox, what do you think the fans will bring to this?
I think we all know that, don't we? You're talking about a group of supporters that are up there with the best in the world, and they thrive and love European nights, especially when a big name's in town. I think you've seen that on the night of the Feyenoord game. You've seen it over the course of the 18 months since I've been here. The fans have been incredible, but what I'd say is we need that plus more tomorrow, so I want to try and rev them up.
Stephen, in terms of your team developing in Europe now, do you feel they're more streetwise and know how to handle these occasions better, and you can see that growth in terms of the way they go on and approach the game?
I think if you look at our record in Europe, I think the players deserve to be praised on it. There's been the odd occasion, of course, where we would have liked the game management or the intelligence to be a bit better, i.e. the young boys away performance. There's also been the odd occasion where games have been in the balance at Ibrox, and we've tried to urge them to be a little bit more bold and brave to go and try and take maximum points, knowing that maybe a point's not enough. But we've got enough experience within the group to know and to get messages on if and when we need to adapt within the game. And I think that's the difference in Europe. Games can change very quickly, and it is slightly different to domestic. So it is important that the players think whilst they're out there and don't get caught up in the game, if you like.
How key is that going to be now that you're into the second half of this group and it's very tight, the game management, and whether to know whether to stick with the point or the line, certain way they go? Well,
I think when the group was named, or whenever you're in a group situation, you've always got to look to take maximum points at home. So the idea is always to try and be aggressive at home, but you have to do it with a certain level of control, because you have to obviously respect the quality and the dangers of the opposition and take into consideration what maybe their game plan might be. But nothing changes whether it's the first half of the group or the second half of the group. When it comes to home games, we want to be front foot, and we want to try and get this crowd with us as early as we can, because that's when we feel like we're at our best, when the place is pumping and all the players are playing on the front foot.
Do you think some teams have underestimated Rangers, and that's maybe a compliment to you, and now that'll maybe not be the case going into the second run of games?
I don't know. I think that's a question for other managers and other teams, Luke. It's very difficult for me to say. I'm not in their team meetings, I'm not in their presentation, so it's difficult for me to predict how much respect they had for us. But I think one thing's for sure, the general opinion when this group was named was that we'd probably be the whipping boys, or the least favourites to progress, if you like. My job's to try and channel that and use that as a positive within my setup, and that's what we've done, and so far the players have done ever so well. And when you analyse the group properly, we're probably unlucky, or we lack that little bit of game management to be in a better position that we are, if you're honest, because our performance at Young Boys, there wasn't really much wrong with that either.
Steve, this be a huge thing, it's not just in the group, but in the evolution of your team, if you can follow up the impressive performance you had in Porto as well?
Yeah, I think we want to just keep continuing to grow and improve and keep proving to people that we're a good team. I think Porto coming here, if we can find the level of performance we did away from home with our fans behind us, it gives us a good chance getting a positive result. That's the only focus we need to really concern ourselves with. We know the challenge, we know it'll be very tough, but the players are in a good place and they're ready to go and face it.
When you look back to last season's campaign, obviously very competitive in that, what do you think you need to get over the line maybe this time?
I think throughout the whole group campaign it's normal that you're going to need a little bit of luck, of course it is, but I think we need to find that level of consistency that's needed to finish in the top two. Winning your home games gives you a fantastic chance. This is the second one we've had. I think it'll give us a better idea after this game where we sit and what level of control we've got. If we win the game, it gives us puts us in a fantastic position with 2 games to go. Last year it felt as if we were grinding a little bit more and trying to hang on in certain games. I do believe personnel wise we're in much better shape than we was 12 months ago. I'm in a position now where it's difficult to pick an 11, and when I do actually make my mind up on a certain 11, especially like tomorrow, I know I'm going to have good players and good quality behind me if and when I need to change the game. I don't think I had that luxury last year.
So in terms of the teams, both teams are very balanced. You have 4 points, so it's a very important game for both. So what do you expect to be standing out for the game?
I think we realise the importance of the game and the stage of the group that we're at. I think a defeat for either team could be quite damaging. So yes, we respect the opposition, we respect the importance of the game and where the group's set and the other points around the group. But we want to try and take the advantage of being at home with our supporters with us to help us take maximum points, which would put us in a fantastic position with 2 games left.
So, but what do you expect from Oporto tomorrow?
Okay. I think very similar to the first game. I don't think the personnel will be much different. I expect them to come and play a similar style in terms of possession, in terms of playing with four exciting players in the front 4 who can really hurt us. But I expect them to be positive. I don't expect a defensive style from Porto. But it's very difficult to predict because they're the decisions from the opposition manager. He needs to decide what his game plan is. We need to be ready for both. But for me, the majority of my focus needs to be on me and our team and our plan. And that's what we've prepared for.
You said before the Porto game, last Porto game, that you recognize Porto were a favourite in the group. Is this still the case to you? And the second question, you mentioned the advantages, what you expect from Porto, and what are the weaknesses you think Porto will have?
Yeah, I don't think the situation's changed just because the 1-1 results. I think there will be huge pressure on Porto to win the game tomorrow. There'll be huge pressure on Porto to finish top of the group. I don't think that's going to change. So, but that doesn't affect what we're going to do. We just need to focus on us. If other people want to predict or say we're favourites or they're favourites, that's out of our control. We just need to focus on what we're trying to do within the 90 minutes.
You listed the strengths of Porto in your previous answer. It's asking what I think are the weaknesses.
I don't think it makes sense for me to talk about opposition weaknesses from an individual or a collective point of view. As I say, they've got top quality players. They come with a big reputation, so from Rangers' point of view, we have nothing but respect. But of course, every team in the world has strengths and weaknesses, but I don't think it's very clever to give them away in a press conference 24 hours before a game.
Okay, what did you ask me?
Even with the squad again after Sunday?
Yeah, all fine, all good. There's only Jordan Jones who is not available for selection, and obviously the lads that wasn't named in the original 22, but everyone's fine.
Morelos did really well and he seemed to peel off the Marcano's side. How impressed were you with the way he handled Marcano and Pepe?
I've been impressed with Alfredo across the board all season. I think you've only got to look at his goals and his numbers. He scored a fantastic goal out there and had a few other chances as well. The keeper obviously made a world-class save again. Alfredo's in a good place. He's really looking forward to this challenge tomorrow. But we won't be giving anything away in terms of what we'll be looking to do or areas we'll be trying to exploit. I just don't think that makes any sense. But Alfredo's in a fantastic place and it's a game he's really looking forward to.
Greetings. Just a question, something that the Portuguese team considers quite strongly. Porto has never won Rangers when playing at Ibrox in the past, and will you motivate the team, use this part of history as part of your strategy to motivate the team for a win?
No, history is history. For me, what's important is the future and the 90 minutes. I don't think I'll need to use any kind of history to motivate the players. They're playing a huge team, full of quality players. We all want to be involved in European football. The supporters do, so we just want to obviously put in a performance that matches the occasion.
How have you been potential maybe mentally fit?
I'd probably say I'm getting closer. Probably not 100% fit yet, but you know, if 90 minutes is required, then I think I'm capable of doing that now. So.
For moments like this, for games like this, is this maybe what sees your decision to stay with Rangers?
Yeah. You know, obviously Rangers being Rangers was one of the things that got me back here, but playing on a European stage, you know, it's a special feeling for footballers, especially at Ibrox. You know, the atmosphere that's created is massive, so I feel like that gets the best out of me, of my ability, playing on a Europa League stage. So.
How do you feel the team's performances have stepped up in the last 12 months, given the failure to go into the last 32, but into your performances even recently, how much would you say as a squad really stepped it up?
I think the performances improved massively on last season. You know, going into this season, the squad's improved all around. You know, there's players in every position now that can, you know, step up into the pitch, whether you're in the starting 11 or not, and do a good job. Especially recently, I think, you know, the performance has been excellent all around the pitch, you know, both defensively and going forward, creating lots of chances. And, you know, I think teams are realising that now, I think even in Europe as well. So.
Solid Porto playing against them a couple of weeks ago. Does that give you confidence that you can go and get the 3 points tomorrow night?
Yeah, you know, I think we're a bit cautious going into the game, but I think we excelled in the second half. You know, we came out and put it to them straight away, put them on the back foot, and you know, I think on the back of that result, you know, they'll come here, and you know, I think going into that game, you know, we've got a lot of confidence now because we've shown what we can do up against them.
Now, if you go out tomorrow night and try and get them in the back foot, get the crowd behind you, is that exactly the type of environment that you feel you'll thrive in specifically?
Yeah, I think we've, you know, thrived in them circumstances a lot before. You know, if we can start the game off the right foot and the fans get behind us, then you know we're capable of getting, you know, the result that's required. So.
Right, just a shift in mentality at all that you maybe feel that this squad of players compared to last season are maybe more capable of handling the bigger occasion?
Yeah, I think probably both mentally and you know, no discredit to who was ever here last season, but you know, the quality's here this season. You know, there's a lot more confidence, hunger's there, and just belief that, you know, we can go and achieve something this season. I think the key thing's not you know, not coming up against teams and fearing them from prior to the game, and you know, in the game it's just whoever steps up on the pitch has got to go and deliver.
Ryan, you arrive with a big price tag to play in games like these. Do you feel any pressure to deliver on the biggest stage?
I think there's an element of pressure in every game that I play in. You know, number one, playing for Rangers is pressure alone. You know, you're expected to go and deliver out on the pitch. You know, and give the fans, you know, what they want. You know, me personally, I give myself challenges for every game. You know, I expect myself to go and put in good performances every game. So, you know, I treat every game the same.
Ryan, on Sunday you seem to be given the sort of freedom to go and win the cup with Alfredo. How do you think your relationship's building?
It's getting better and better. You know, I think it's been a little bit stop-start this season, obviously due to my injuries, but you know, we're still building the same relationship that we had last season. You know, and it's down to me to go and, you know, deliver him chances for him to put away, because, you know, he's in good form at the moment in front of goal.
You mentioned the second half performance in Porto. For the first 20 minutes after half time, it just seemed like Rangers were playing through it well. You're almost surprised by how much space you were getting.
I think that was sort of our game plan going into that game. You know, in the first half we was sort of getting used to their setup, and then, you know, second half we got together at half time. Second half we came out and just sort of had more freedom in our style of play. You know, once we realised that we can, you know, create chances and get at them, then you know, the game opened up more. And, you know, we was unfortunate not to put away a couple more chances. So.